and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bailey. Today, I wanted to make a video. I've always wanted to make a video like this because I think it's so funny. Like some of the things people have said to me or that I've heard have been said to others, or even just like reading stuff online. I think it's so funny to read assumptions about like military and like military spouses and stuff, military families and the service members and stuff like that. I wanted to read them and tell you how it really is from my experiences. Now keep in mind, if you are a military spouse, your experience could be different. But this is what I've experienced and what I've seen and what I've heard. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. Make sure to subscribe, stick around for more videos. I'm filming a few right now that I'm really excited about, so I hope you guys are too, and that you stick around to see them. Like this video if you want more military content. Leave me a comment, but a military spouse, military life assumption that you've heard. I think they're so funny, so just leave them down below so I can laugh with you. The first one that I have even personally gotten is that I signed up for this life when I am talking about like a deployment or a move or whatever. I signed up for it, but no, I didn't. I married my husband, and that's how it really is. I married my husband because I love him. I didn't sign up for the deployments. I didn't sign up for the field. I didn't sign up for some of the bull crap that comes with it. And that, because we signed up for it, we're not allowed to complain or ask for support or anything from anyone, because remember, we signed up for it. I think that one's silly because no, just like anybody who marries anybody, like you, like, let's see, you married a truck driver. He's gonna be gone all the time. You signed up for it. No. The next one, spouses using rank. I think this really doesn't make sense for people outside of military, but when the spouses of the service member are like, oh, my husband's this or my husband's that, I just laugh because like, who cares? That's just a big no. I've heard stories about like spouses using their husband's rank or their wife's rank or whatever, and like, well, my husband can get yours in trouble. It's like, that's not exactly how it works, but okay. You keep believing that. The next one, this one I've heard nonstop because, you know, you never hear the good things in life, I feel like. You never, or at least you don't remember the good ones. Everybody thinks that service members or their spouses just cheat all the time. They think cheating is a normal part of relationships if somebody's in the military. That's not true. Spouses don't cheat on their husbands when they deploy. Some, sure, yeah, some definitely have. They're just crappy people. Some service members cheat on their spouses with people on Tinder, whatever, I don't even know. But we never hear about the loyal guys. Like I always say, whenever I hear stories like that, like, I got a good one. I've even seen like another YouTuber, it's Cami Carter, if you guys watch her, but she got pregnant right when her husband came home from deployment, and people were automatically jumping on her like, you cheated on your husband, it's not your husband's baby. Like, shut up, it's not even your life, like, chill out. Next one, this one's fun, I love this one. Only married for the BAH and benefits. If you know anybody well enough that's military or military spouse, military relation at all, you would know it's not that much money. Yes, we do get BAH, it's housing allowance. Now, I live in Washington. Let me just tell you, the amount that they give you, especially in like really like high traffic areas that the housing market is hot, it's not enough. Not enough for a good place. If you're looking to marry somebody because of benefits and money and all that, the military ain't it. It only goes so far. The next one that goes off of this is that everyone lives on post or on base. No, certain areas like when we were in upstate New York, we lived on base. It was so easy to get on base. My husband got the house before I was even there, so that was really nice. It wasn't the best place, but for two 18, 19-year-olds who just got married and had their own place, it was great. Not everyone lives on base. You have the option, you can live on or off. Here in Washington, we lived off for about 6 months because we were waiting to get on base. We were waiting for a house. I didn't know it could take so long, but it did. And honestly, we got lucky. We got it sooner than a lot of other people did. And some people waited a year and a half. A lot of people do choose to live off base because it is almost easier to live off base if you're renting or buying a house. But on base, a lot of people don't like how old the homes are. They don't have new things in them. Like this place that we live in has popcorn ceilings. We don't have AC, which a lot of people in Washington say you don't need it, but I love to be cold, and Washington summers do get uncomfortable in houses, especially in older ones where the heat gets trapped in. A lot of people think that a service member will just join the military so that they didn't have to go to college, or so they don't have to worry about like finding a job and all of that. I don't think that that's always true. Maybe for some people, who knows, but I mean, power to them. They're serving our country, so that's good. People also think that spouses of service members get married, so then they don't have to worry about finding a job or getting an education to find a job. I've been in school this whole time, at least most of the time, and I've worked lots of jobs, so definitely not the case for everyone. We get to travel everywhere, and it's so cool and so much fun, and we get to see everything. I didn't see it like that. I think it's cool, some of the places that you can go if you want to get out and explore more. It is a really great opportunity to live in different places, see different cultures and stuff like that. But I remember when I told my friends that we were getting married and we were going to be living in New York. And still to this day, when I tell people I lived in New York, I always start with I lived in upstate New York, and people still think it's cool, like, oh, the city. I lived nowhere near the city. I was at the very tippity top of New York State, literally like on the border of Canada. Some of the places, I mean, it was a really cool experience, and I am so happy that I went there and got to see it, because who goes to Watertown, New York? Not very many people. That's not on many people's bucket list. But it was a really cool experience, and I'm glad that we were able to go there. If I knew everything about it beforehand and I got to choose, I would have said no. And I don't want to go back. This one I just had to throw in here. People think that like the longer you've dealt with like the military lifestyle and stuff, that it gets easier, like with the goodbyes and deployments and field and this and that and trainings. It doesn't. For me, it's gotten harder because when we were in upstate New York, it was go, go, go. Like he was gone all the time. I barely saw him in our first like 2.5 years of marriage. He was deployed for 9 months. He was in training every summer, the whole summer. He go to the field all the time, do all this training. Yeah. After going from that to here in Washington, where the longest he's been gone was like a week or 2. And then now he's been gone for a month. It's like, ready for him to come home, because I have not been away from him for this long and so long, and the goodbye was not easier than the deployment goodbye. I always saw photos of people for like the homecoming when their spouse gets back from a deployment, and they have the cutest photos of them like with a sign and they're all dressed up cute. I'll just say majority of people don't get that. It came the day where my husband came home, and I went to where they're gonna come in and be released, and I was alone. I didn't know what to expect. Nobody tells you these things. You don't know what to expect when they get home. You don't know what to expect when they leave. You don't know the process of anything until you go through it. But then even then, the next time's different. So I went there, I was sitting in the bleachers waiting. Everyone had somebody with them, whether it's a parent, a friend, their kids, whatever, they all had someone. I am like I'm like 99.9% sure I was the only person that went there alone. I sat there in the bleachers. Everyone had signs and everything. I didn't. But I also think my husband probably wouldn't really care for that anyway. That's just not how he is. So whatever. I know he'd appreciate it if I did it. But yeah. They all come in and they do this little where they get released. I don't even know. They have to like salute and stuff. The whole time this whole like ceremony thing is going on, I'm just looking through these like hundreds of soldiers that are all wearing the same exact thing, looking for my husband. And I'm like, I can't find him. And what if he forgot what I look like? We're not gonna find each other. Stupid thoughts were going through my head. Then they released everyone and it was a madhouse. Everyone's running down from the bleachers, hugging everyone. All the soldiers are going, trying to get to the bleachers. Everyone's leaving the bleachers. It was, and I'm looking for him still and I'm just so awkward. And I was just like, I was like freaking out in my mind. I was like, I don't know where he is. And then he was like, Bailey. And I was like, oh. And I gave him a hug. And then I was like, I'm gonna cry. And he goes, don't, can we go home? we left. I understand he wanted to get home. He hadn't been home for over 9 months. So I don't blame him. But yeah, it's definitely not picture perfect. Some are, but not all of them. Did not happen. Next one. Every military spouse is the same. It's like a cult, is what people think. No. While we all go through a lot of the same things, a lot of people have a lot of different, like everyone's trying to one-up each other, I feel like. I'm not really like that. I don't really care. On like the Facebook pages for the military wives at each base, there's so much drama. Everyone has something to say. But at the same time, the community is also really awesome. Of course, you're always gonna have those people that are a little much, but when things happen in our community, everyone cares so much about each other because we all know like that could be me, that could be my family, that could be my spouse. So I think that's why we come together so much. Another common misbelief is that all military spouses are females. I think people are kind of realizing now, but like it's very common that majority of military spouses are females, but we also have a lot of males too. Like who cares? It's a job and you're married to that person. It's just so common for it to be a military wife. But yeah, we have lots of male military spouses too. The next one is you get more money for more kids. A lot of people think this is why so many people in the military have kids, especially so young. No, you don't get more money for more kids. You barely even get a bigger house. A lot of people think that spouses call soldiers by rank. Like when we go up, we're like, thanks, Sergeant. I feel so weird saying that. To be honest, all I know are the ranks that my husband has been. I can look at a uniform. I might be able to figure it out, maybe like 1 or 2. But yeah, that's it. Okay. So I'm getting down to the last 2. So this next one is that shopping on base, like the stores that we get on base are so much cheaper and save us so much money. And honestly, yeah, you do save money with like taxes and stuff on big ticket items. And there's kind of discounts, but like at the PX, which is the post exchange, I mean, they sell good stuff, but like if you're buying a big ticket item anyway, or like something that's nicer, it is marked down. But then if you're buying like makeup or something, honestly, a lot of the time they only have like big ticket items. So I don't think there's that much of a difference besides the tax. And then like our commissary, I don't know what is up with the commissary here. Our fruits and vegetables, they like look fine in the store, and that's after like digging through a couple bad ones. And then you get like a thing of like strawberries. Literally, you get home, put them in the fridge, an hour later, go to eat one, they're moldy. I don't know what it is here, but yeah, I like to shop for my groceries off base because it really doesn't save too much. And it's not worth it at that point if it's just going bad the next day. The last assumption, this one I've had to explain so many times to like family and friends and stuff. I guess it doesn't make sense until you know it, but like everyone thinks that the service member could just request time off for like anything. Like, oh, my friend's getting married in 6 months. Let me request the time off. No, they get certain weeks per year that they get leave, which is their time off, if it gets approved and they have enough days for it. But that's it, unless there's an emergency. Then you can put in through Red Cross for that. Obviously, some of these are like actual things that make sense to not know. And some of them are like, oh, no. But yeah, I think some of them are funny. Like the cult one, I thought that was so funny when I found that. Yeah, but that is military spouse reading military assumptions. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave me a comment down below of some more assumptions that you've heard or experienced. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!